Aloha and shalom. We're here for the full moon activation. And the moon was full this morning here. It depends on where you are in the world, of course. But we're pretty full right now. And she's been looking luminous. It's so beautiful. So let's get ready to rock and roll here. Okay, full moon activation is all about seeing the fullness of the picture. A lot of people think it's a time to release, it's a time to let go. But we have the whole final quarter as well after the full moon, and a lot of people tend to neglect that part of the cycle. So the final quarter is when we really can let go of things, integrate, process. But for the whole week, the full moon week, right? Because there are 4 weeks in the lunar cycle, and each week has a different phase. And for the full moon phase, it's all about illumination. We can't actively integrate, okay? If we want to fully receive the picture, we need to fully be present to take it in, not trying to do things while we're taking it in, okay? The full moon is a time to allow things to be illuminated, be fully present to see what the light is shining on. And then for the final phase, the final quarter moon, you can integrate all of that information and process and be ready for the next week's new moon. Okay, so right now is a time of illumination. What is being shown to us? I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling. Let me know in the comments where in the world you're tuning in from. I'm tuning in from the lovely Verde Valley, Arizona. Where are you in the world? Feel free to share this video now while we're live with family and friends to get them in the portal. Maybe somebody who could use a message of guidance, or maybe somebody who could help us activate this portal even further. And then as always, the recording will go to YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic, for anyone not on Facebook. So super quiet right now. I love that. Of course, my cats have joined, as they usually do. All right. What's being illuminated right now at this time of the full moon? And remember, these readings are not really about the moon. The moon is a symbol, as are all things. The moon is just a really easy symbol for us to collectively unite under, okay? So the moon is a reflection of what's happening within us, an illumination, something being revealed. So what is it that is being revealed? Giving thanks in advance for this message that's about to come through. Thank you. Thank me, thank we, thank the one. Thank you, archetypes, for this message of guidance so that we can move through this part of the cycle with the most proficiency so that we can maximize our potential together as one collective consciousness. Beginning with the challenge and gift at the time of this full moon, also known as the focus. Okay, what are we freeing up? What are we moving away from so that we can be fully present here now with this focus? And why are we going through this? And the main Hebrew letter ally of the week. All right, y'all ready? Oh, you're so ready. You're so ready. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. The challenge and gift. The King of Pentacles is our current focus. And this is all about our creative aspect, our creative archetype. Pentacles is about thoughts to things, mind to matter. What are we creating? And the queens are about the heart of the matter, but the kings are the ones that take what's important and create a strategy to do what we need to do for the highest good of all as one with that information. So in what ways can you apply this to your creative process right now? In what ways are you getting in your own way to manifesting what you really want? And the main message that comes with the King of Pentacles is this. Look at and reevaluate what you've been trying to create. Look at and evaluate what you've been trying to create. Is what you are investing your energy into, meaning relationships, projects, career, whatever, anything in this plane, are each of those things in alignment with serving your purpose? And how can you bring those things you are doing into further alignment with your highest purpose? Remembering that we are to work from the inside out, not the outside in. That everything around us, everything before us, is a ritual for us to access the hidden layers of reality, to access what is behind the scenes of this material reality, not the other way around. So we want to remember what our purpose even is, who we are and why we're here, connect that to what it is we are creating within all areas of our lives, our relationships, our career, our home. Start with the places that you frequent the most, your bedroom, your kitchen, your workplace, your vehicle, your car. And how are you putting your heart and soul into these spaces? How are you infusing the essence of who you are, which is ultimately who we all are, eternal light? And that light is the light of the virtues. It's the light of compassion. It's the light of love. How are you filling all the spaces that you enter, including your own body? How are you occupying your own body with this light, with this love, with compassion? It starts with this space. And then the spaces that you spend the most time in every day. And then it becomes so ingrained in you, this becomes instinctive. It already is. You just have to tap in. And then you begin to naturally do this everywhere you go, every place you step into. I don't know if you've heard of a mezuzah, but it's a Judaic practice. It's a thing, long story short, it's a thing you put on every door so that before you enter the doorway, you recognize, you acknowledge that mezuzah, okay? It's like with a kiss, you touch it, you kiss your hand, and there's a special prayer inside, it's a whole thing. And what this concept comes down to, and this could apply to anyone and everyone, is that the doorway is a symbol for entering into a new space. It's like a portal, right? And so what do we want to acknowledge every time we walk in a doorway? And you're walking through doors all day. Your car door, your front door of your house, the doors in your home, the doors in the stores, the doors at your friends' homes. All day. You're walking through doorways, through portals. And so if you have this one intention, right? Like say observing the one, and you connect to that every time you enter a doorway, this is a very powerful practice. And that is a practice that's very aligned with this archetypal lesson. Okay, so make it your own. Make that practice your own. But right now, this is the challenge. How can we align more closely with our purpose using our creative energy in all areas of life to imbue that purpose, that light, that love into every space? Okay, there may be creative blocks in your life right now. And when you do this, when you align your purpose with what it is you are creating, you will break through. You will rise above these blocks by law. So if you're really struggling to manifest what you're wanting to manifest, you've got to ask yourself, is it in alignment with not only your will, but your will as it is aligned with the will of the Most High? Because only when you work for the one does the one work for you. When you work to serve all of life becomes your ally and rushes to support your plan. So where are you falling short? Where are you moving away from that alignment? Okay, maybe you've gotten so entangled in material details of your life, maybe stress, anxiety, that you've forgotten. Not intentionally, but you've forgotten who you really are and why you're here, which is really just, you are the light of compassion, and you are here to bring that into expression in all areas of your life. So you might, for example, one earthly example that we all experience is you might be experiencing relationship troubles, and you become so, it becomes heavy, and you get stuck in the why is it this way? And why can't it be that way, right? And it's like this victim consciousness. Ultimately, that's what it leads us to, is embodying this victim consciousness. When instead, if we remember, oh, this relationship and this entire experience is here to help me see how I can be more of who I am. And so it's not about why this person is not that way, or why I can't seem to do this or do that, or why. It's about, how can I right now look at the ways in which this experience, whether it's a relationship, job, project, whatever, is giving me an opportunity to embody more virtuous light, to be more patient, to be more supportive, to be more forgiving, to be more transparent and honest and vulnerable. And that right there is what it's about, not whether or not you're going to stay with that person, or whether or not you'll be fired from that job, or how long you're going to stay at that job. This path that we're all on doesn't care about those things. Not concerned with those ultimately unsustainable things, because all those things will fade away. And the most important thing is that we are accessing the deeper opportunity to embody the light of the virtues in any situation. Again, if you're thinking about the timeline of the relationship, the what ifs, am I going to be with this person or not? How long am I going to be with this person? Is this job going to be sustainable? Am I going to be with this job 5 years from now? How much money am I going to make? You're not moving from the inside out. It's about, in this moment, how can I embody more of the light of the virtues? And if you just stay there, and everyone can do that, anyone can do that. And if you stay there, each moment the path is paved. And whether you're meant to stick with that person or that job or that situation or not, will be shown to you, and it will feel so clear, because all the while you're moving from that place within your heart, because that's where the light lives. And that's where you're expressing from when you express the light of the virtues. That your light in your heart will be showing the way. And so when you're shown, I meant to stay with this or not, you will feel confident about it. You won't be worried about it. You will have such a deep trust and faith that you won't be shaken from your mission or your path. So another Pentacles card. So we have 2 court cards here within the same suit. So Page of Pentacles, okay? And this is the youthful aspect of the suit. And the pages are all about, am I being open-minded, or am I being closed-minded in this pursuit? Okay, so if we're letting go of, if we're moving away from this, it's time to stop thinking of new ideas, more. How can I get more? How can I make more? How can I create more? Well, chill out. What are the things you have been working on, and how can you fine tune them? How can you refine this creative path and all the things that you've been working on within your relationships, within your job, within your home? Enough with the new. Work with what you got, because there's plenty there. Work with what you've got. Don't take on new ideas, new projects, more right now. It's about looking at what you got and how can I make the most of this? And maybe it is about clearing some of that out and saying goodbye and creating endings within certain creative pursuits. And that has to come before you take on more anyway, right? The first law of magic is the law of sacrifice. You have to make space. So there's definitely no need to take on more right now, because it's a time to evaluate what we've got going on already and work from there. Whoa. And we have a major arcanum card. So we have 2 court cards, and then we have a major arcanum card, the Star. And she's been coming up a lot in all of the readings I've been doing one-on-one. And the Star is about remembering who you are. And the Star, 17, is right after 16, the Tower, right? So maybe things have taken a different path for you, taken a turn that you didn't expect. Okay, things might have seemed a little chaotic recently, and you're just needing to be still and come back to yourself. Because eventually from the 17, we go to the 18, the moon. There's going to be more reprogramming. There's going to be more work. There's going to be more chaos. There's going to be more to do always. But we need to pause, take a moment, return to ourselves, return to who we really are. And that's why we're going through this process right now of reconnecting to our purpose, making sure that our heart is in everything that we're doing, because otherwise we lose ourselves. And doesn't this sound familiar? We go through this again and again, and that is because these cards are archetypes. They're representing themes that are forever. And the thing is, we're not going backwards. We're always moving forwards. We're always expanding. But through the same lessons, we go deeper, we rise higher. So that's why this seems so familiar. And this is how tarot is really meant to be used, okay? To reach these deeper truths that are within us, because they can't tell you anything you don't already know. It's all within you. Okay, so we're going through that old familiar thing, but we're in a new situation. We're in new circumstances. Okay, we have new tools, new catalysts, so that we can learn this lesson in a new way, from a new perspective, and gather more light than we did the last time around. Okay, so we're returning to ourselves right now, and the way we are doing that is by this current opportunity, this archetypal opportunity that we're seeing here within the Suit of Pentacles, to stop taking on more, work with what we've got, and make sure that our heart and our soul and our purpose is so imbued into all that we are doing on this material plane. And when we do that, we will feel like our aura can finally expand. We can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm finally comfortable to relax. My nervous system can relax. Though I may have less, I am more intentional. I am more empowered in these spaces that I'm living in my body, in my home, in my vehicle. I'm taking care of these spaces that I am responsible for. And by taking care, I mean multidimensionally, right? Like physically, but also spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. The way I think about my body, the way I think about my home, the way I think about every space that I enter. The way I'm going to go to my friend's house later, and before I even get there, I'm going to bless her home within my mind. I'm going to send positive energy into that space right now, because why not? And because by now, so many different tools in science has proven that this works. So I'm going to do that and activate my magic. Right? So it's about the way we're thinking. It's about the way we're feeling. It's about the way we're behaving within these environments. And when we reach that level of intentionality and that level of care and nourishment for these spaces, then we can come home to who we are. Seeing the reflection of our own hearts, filling these spaces, we feel at home wherever we go. Wherever we are, you are a star. Light, eternal light, zooming through infinite time and space. So you need to let go of the extraneous stuff. Focus on what's right before you. Focus on those spaces that you're responsible for. And be so present there, multidimensionally, taking care, being a steward of these spaces, starting with your mind, your body. Okay, and we have the Tzadi. The Hebrew letter of the week is the Tzadi. It looks like this, and it's connected to Arcanum 18, the moon, which we just mentioned. You can look it up, Tzaddi, if you want to Google it and see where that search leads you, maybe to more magic. Okay, so the Tzadi is connected to Arcanum 18. It's the 18th letter of the Aleph Bet. And the hieroglyphic symbol for the Tzadi is like a character, like a stick figure, laying down and looking up. And as always, when you connect the hieroglyphic symbol to the Hebrew letter to the tarot arcanum, the moon, when you put them together, this person looking up, and then you have the moon, what is he looking up at? He's looking up the moon. It creates a bigger picture for you to go deeper in the understanding of that archetype. Okay? And this is all about, we go through the darkness of the night. Okay? We go through the darkness of the subconscious. Okay? It's all about reprogramming. And then when we open up our eyes and look at the light in the night, We want to remember the star, the card before, the light within. When we open our eyes and we see that light in the dark, know that that is you. It's not something to go, ooh, ah, and it's outside of you. You got to open your eyes and go, oh, that light in the night, that's me. I am the light within the dark. And whatever I'm about to get up and experience, right? Because it's the man laying down looking at the light. Whatever I'm about to get up and experience, I'm going to walk through this darkness, remembering what came right before the star, 17, 18. The light within, that's me. I paused in between the tower and the darkness of the moon, the night, to take that moment of stillness to remember who I am, so that I am so prepared. When I look at that moon, I remember that's me. And that light is always with me, within me, as I walk through the darkness. So know that as you walk through your experiences that might be uncomfortable as you move through this challenge of cleaning up house and making sure your heart is in everything you do, you might come upon some uncomfortable moments. You might go, oh gosh, I'm not really ready to let this thing go. I can't believe I did that or was working on that, right? There can be a lot of judgment, shame, guilt, fear, anxiety as you move through this process of refining your material reality and making sure that your heart is in every part of it. It can be uncomfortable to have to say goodbyes, to have to close things up, to have to make changes. And you've got to know that that light within you is guiding the way through the dark. And if you serve that light, if you do this work for the highest good, you're working for that light of who you truly are, who we truly are. And you don't need to be afraid, because the gifts on the other side of that discomfort are so great and it's so worth it. And if you can remember that in the moments where it's the darkest and the hardest, you will soar beyond the darkness. You will move through with such force because you are connected to that light, which is an infinite source, an infinite power. And that is our true strength. And so know those moments of discomfort are exactly why we're here, because it's not even real. It's there as a catalyst so that we can make something of it, so that we can be the alchemists we came here to be, so that we can feel the contrast, feel and experience that darkness, and know that we are the light within it. And then move from that space and, like a candle in the dark, illuminate, baby. And so instead of going, oh, this is really uncomfortable, I'm afraid, we go, oh, I remember that time and space are not even real. All this is going to fade away. And the only thing that's going to last is the light that I make from this darkness, the light that I create in this space of discomfort. When I stand strong in faith and remembrance of who I am and connection to this infinite source of light, and I act from that space within the darkness, right when I'm in the most uncomfortable moment is when it does the most work. And I'm excited about that. I have no fear because I remember who I am and why I'm here. And that's what this is all about. Okay, so I just want to point out that the two cards in the middle are about the creative aspects, okay? Our creative aspect. And the card above and below, we have 18, 17, okay? We're doing this all so that we can remember our light, so that we can strengthen the light within. And the moon reminds us, that's you. You are the light within the darkness of the night. So remember that as you move from 17 to 18, when you come out of that stillness and into the inevitable darkness, the discomfort, the challenges, as you refine your reality. That's what it's all for. Each moment as you shift your reality, you're doing this powerful work of acting on the remembrance of your light within. It's not just about remembering you are that light. It's about putting that into action, expressing that remembrance, using that remembrance to power through this process of refining your reality, making sure that you're doing your best to be a steward of light and love in all these spaces that you occupy. And each time you do that and you move through the discomfort to the other side, more and more gifts come in, more and more blessings, not just for you, but for us as a collective. And that is everything. So thank you for doing this work. I'm doing it with you. This week, let's just be still and allow those spaces that need to be refined to be illuminated. And then next week for the final quarter, we'll have more information as to how to go about taking care of all that. But just really be still and watch right now as the things are illuminated for you, what you're ready to say goodbye to, close up, the people, places, and things that have been a reflection of your unloving thoughts and actions, and move back to that place of compassion. You've got to be trusting, though. You've got to be honest with yourself when those things are illuminated. You've got to not look away, but you've got to go, yeah, oh yeah, yep, and I'm going to do something about that. I'm committed. So we got this. We're doing it. We're going to come on the other side with so many blessings to share in this world. I trust that. Okay, you guys, if you want help, if you want assistance in moving through these archetypal lessons right now and always, my book just came in. I'm going to show you guys. It's right here. It just arrived. I finally made a hardcover copy of my first book, and I'm so proud. Hardcover of book number 2 is coming next. But I did some really cool edits in the book. I added an epilogue that is so powerful. I love it. And I changed up the back. I changed up many things in the book. And it's just so nice to have a hardcover. So you can find it on Amazon, The Royal Path, or you can reach out to me, private message me, or email me, info@royalpathtarot.com. And I could write a super personal message inside, which I love to do. And I also will include a magical bookmark from my own tarot card collection. Like, I literally pick a card for you. It's sort of like a mini reading that you get with the book, because you get the card and then you can start with that card in the book. Okay. Of course, book number 2 is the minor arcanum. Book number 1 is the major arcanum. So keep that in mind. But if you want to be one of the first to get my hardcover copy, please reach out. I am so excited about this. And as always, thank you guys so much for your donations, for giving back to these activations, this free gift I offer every week. Please come back again next week and the following week and again and again and again to this portal. Some ways you can give back is by sharing this video, following my pages. I'm also on Instagram and YouTube, Rebecca Magic. You can leave me a review, facebook.com/royalpathtarot. You can leave a star rating, or you can email me your review, or leave one on Amazon if you've read my books. There are like 60 reviews on there. Check it out if you've been on the fence about getting my book. You can email me, info@royalpathtarot.com, if you want to send me your words there. And thank you so much for your monetary donations. Of course, I appreciate that so much. You know who you are. My Venmo is Rebecca-Magic with a CK. Anything is appreciated. All these ways you give back are so deeply appreciated by me. And then, of course, I'm available for one-on-one readings. Okay, so if you want to go deeper in that way, just go ahead and DM me or email me, info@royalpathtarot.com. And I would love to book a reading with you wherever you are in the world. I have every platform. All right, you guys, let's do it. Return, baby, return. Shalom.